How you doing? And thanks for tuning in to the What the Hell podcast. This podcast is dedicated to those things that drive you nuts and annoy you and just make you say, what the hell? Come on in. Let's get this thing started. What the hell? What the hell? What the hell? Oh man, what the hell? Welcome to another edition of What the Hell, all my What the Hellions. I am once again joined by the best two brothers a guy could ever have. Say hey to the people, TJ.
Hello, people.
And of course, the other excellent brother, best brother a guy could have, Jason. Say hey to the people.
Wait, is there one more brother on this? You said the two best, because I know it's not me.
Hey, I only got two brothers. You're the two best brothers a guy could have. That sounds like a fucked up riddle, right? There's three guys. They're all brothers, but they have three different last names. Riddle me this.
You know, I was thinking about it when I saw the podcast text messages this morning. I was like, you know, he's lived most of his life with one. And then he got two little brothers.
True.
But they're both of that age where it's like he can't do like the fucking with them anymore. They mostly just bust his balls.
Yeah, and
Well, see, to me, that's the best kind.
It's scary how alike the three of us actually are. It's really fucking scary. But yes, there's a whole God, Jason and I started this joke years ago where, you know, he's got 40 plus years of middle child syndrome to catch up on.
Oh, come on. That was just an excuse for me to be able to be a bigger pain in the ass than I normally am.
But it's a valid excuse.
Well, yeah, it was still an excuse. It was like, oh, this will be perfect. I can act up and be a pain in the ass, and there's an actual slight, whether it's believable or not, explanation to it.
Acceptable excuses. Gotta love it.
Only if you stomp off to your childhood bedroom and go, oh, it's all about Sean.
I will neither confirm or deny that has happened.
So it's absolutely happened.
I have no idea. I have no idea what you're talking about.
Some of the Facebook comment fights we would get into. I'm telling Dad, and then he would chime in like, "You two are nuts. Jason's being mean."
Jason's always being mean.
And that's the story of how you both got blocked by your dad on Facebook.
I'd imagine that would be coming at some point. Like, I can't put up with this.
I'm
not even sure Dad knows you can block people on Facebook.
That's valid. I was like, wait a minute, I could get rid of all these people all this time? I know it's a Wednesday night when we're recording this, but what are we drinking tonight, guys?
No laws when you're drinking claws.
Okay.
White Claw.
White Claws. Okay.
And you needed to say that kind of like Peter Griffin from Family Guy at Roadhouse. White Claw.
Right?
Roadhouse.
I'm going, wait, here it comes. There we go. I'm going with the perennial favorite Dos Equis this evening.
In a can?
In a can.
Not a fan.
With my
prefer a bottle. That's just me.
With my Twangers lime salt and tahini right here. So good shit. Jason, what about you? He's having water.
Now I have some white tea.
White tea.
In his defense, it's like 5:30 in the afternoon there.
That's true. Which has never stopped me before, but at least in this moment, I'm having iced white tea.
Actually, I was thinking about you the other day. I picked up a 4-pack of God, I think it's called Blue Dream. It's a blue raspberry sour made in Fort Worth. Have you had this one?
No, that was their first mistake, that they did anything with blue raspberry in it. It's
delicious.
No, it's not.
Shut your filthy mouth.
You have to like the sours. You have to like the sour beers, which has got the pucker factor. But it was actually pretty. Which one of us
has to shut our mouth? Either
you,
the blue raspberry or the sour.
You are shitting on blue raspberry, and I will not stand for it.
Yes, I am. Give me some blue raspberry. I'll physically shit on it.
Good for you. There's a special circle in hell for people like you.
I already knew that. I mean, come on. That I was already on my way.
Yeah, keep talking shit about blue raspberry. You'll get there quicker.
Well, I mean, you're the one that put the two words together, blue raspberry and shit, in the same sentence. So, I mean, I don't need to say any more.
I got nothing.
Yeah. So now he's going to the twist your words deal. What are you, a woman?
Oh.
I think you'll find out when we actually meet face to face, won't you?
Ooh. Shots fired. Oh.
Don't you make fun of my ponytail and my pink dress.
Hey man, I'm from Detroit. I'll kick you in the dick and run.
Well, I would say I'd chase after you, but I'm out of shape, so no. I would just go, that's mean, and then just watch you run away.
You are in 3 times better shape than me and TJ put together, Mr. Bicyclist.
Well, hold on there a second. I'm not saying I'm in better shape than Jason, but I also schlep around 600-pound fucking caskets for a living.
That's also a good point. And for as many times as I had to stop to catch my breath on the last bike ride, I don't know how much of it's true that I'm actually in better shape. So
now you're still acclimating because you haven't done much exercising since you moved to Vegas from Ohio, and there's an acclimation period there.
Well, that's because if you go outside from like June to like August, you'll die immediately.
Instantaneous, spontaneous combustion?
Pretty much. You'll either burst into flames or your lungs will dry out and you're just dead anyway.
Oh God, this is so good because I've been through this because I moved from Michigan to Austin, obviously. So you're in the first phase and you'll get through it and you'll get used to it and everything will be fine until you go back home and it's 60 degrees and you start fucking shivering.
Oh yeah,
this is true.
I've been waiting for that. A buddy of mine, he's a college professor in Sacramento. He's been there for years. And I was the guy who was poking fun at him because any of the times he'd come home, it would be like 55, 60 or whatever. And he's wearing like a goose down, almost like a Afghan or something because it's cold. And I was always the guy like poking fun. And I'm like, shit, karma's really going to come back and just bite me in the ass on this now, isn't it?
Just you wait. And then everybody's going to torch you.
He's got a full-on parka on because he's used to 140-degree heat. You're out there in shorts, tank top, and flip-flops. Like, what's the problem?
Oh yeah, well yeah, exactly. So yeah, I'm waiting for it.
It's coming.
I know it's going to happen. It's not. Well, it's kind of the same thing now because even now with it being 70-ish, depending on the mornings, it's like 65. It'll get to 70-ish towards the afternoon. Well, I've been driving around with the doors off on the Jeep. Well, driving around in upper 60s-ish weather, the breeze gets a little cool.
Yep.
So I'm the guy right now that everybody in Vegas is probably looking at me with my doors off going, the fuck is this asshole doing?
Yeah, I was about to say that's prime time for me. That's like windows down, like awesome.
Oh yeah. Well, exactly. It is for me too. But of course, I'm the guy who's only been here less than 6 months from Ohio. So everybody else is already wearing pants and long sleeve shirts. And I'm driving around with no doors and shorts on.
I had a similar experience because when I first started at HEB down there, I walked outside. It was like 50 degrees out. And I walked outside with no jacket. And I walked back in and a couple of my coworkers came up to me and went, how did you do that? It's freezing out there. I went, I'm from Detroit.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
So I'm sure you've had plenty of those.
It's a matter of perspective.
So yeah, I'm waiting for it.
Vice versa, right? So Rylan joins the Air Force. He's up in Wichita Falls, north of Dallas, for his advanced training. And he calls me up, and there's a little bit of panic in his voice. He's like, Dad, I got my assignment. I know where I'm going. Oh, cool. Where are you going? He goes, Ellsworth Air Force Base. I'm like, that means nothing to me. Where is it? He goes, South Dakota. And I lost it. I started laughing. I'm like, you're about to find out every story I've ever told you about winters in Michigan was an understatement. And that's where I can hear the panic in his voice because he's grown up here in Austin. So he's a warm weather kid. So he's going, I don't, you got to help me get a jacket. I don't know what to get. I'm going to need a jacket.
I've never had a jacket before.
You're going to need more than a jacket.
Like, don't worry about it. We'll figure it out. And I was going up there in like 2 weeks, and I was thinking, I'm like, man, you're not gonna be able to find a decent jacket for South Dakota weather here in Texas.
Yeah,
There's
but
no way.
At least you could sit them down on Amazon.
Well, no, fortunately, because he's in the Air Force, he can go to the PX, and the PX had plenty of jackets, and got him a good North Face something or other that he got, and it was great. But yeah, he found out really quick what it was like to be in real winter. The stuff that the three of us experience regularly.
How is it that I've actually heard South Dakota twice in a week?
I don't know.
That's very unusual.
Well, part of it, because I actually used it. I don't know if either one of you, Sean might have seen it on like a Facebook thing or something, but there's like these weird, you get like the weird calls you always get from like the people who tell you the IRS is coming to like they're
scam
calls. The cops. Yeah, the cops after you, whatever.
Those are scams. I shit my pants every time.
How many times the guy whose grandmother was about to bail him out.
Oh, don't even get me started. Continue, Jason.
So there's something very similar on the game Words with Friends. Like, oddly enough, you will get people who start a game where if you actually check their profile, like they just started playing that same day. So you're like, oh, okay, this is a little off. And they immediately start asking you just stuff like, oh, hey, what's your name? What do you do for a living? What do you blah, blah, blah.
Oh, yeah.
Their end game somehow is to get you on Google Hangouts. I don't know what happens after that because I never get that far because I fuck with them as soon as they start.
Okay, I'm gonna request save this because that needs to be a whole episode because your responses are fucking priceless.
Oh, okay.
And TJ and I did the whole damn you autocorrect episode, which I thought was pretty damn funny.
Okay, we can save it.
I'd be willing to bet those are bots. They have to be.
Oh, they're either bots.
I'm kind of like, I've always wondered. They're either bots or they're people who really really just don't actually understand English, because I was just offering up complete nonsense.
Well, it's probably some dude sitting in a room in Indonesia with like a wall of cell phones in front of him, and that's his job, is to scam people.
Oh yeah.
That's what I'm guessing. But yeah, I'll save them then because I've actually started trying to get way more absurd with all of my answers just to see what they'll do.
Oh yeah, screenshot them, save them. We'll do a whole episode on that.
Oh yeah, okay.
TJ and I did the one episode just on damn you autocorrect and the hilarity that ensues with that one. And
all right.
I was crying with laughter just trying to read some of them. But I've read a couple of the ones you posted, and they're right up there. So that's one we need to entertain the what the hellions with. So
okay, all right.
Speaking of the what the hellions, hey, what the hellions, you people, you hellions. I still don't have any more reviews or ratings. We're sitting at 85 stars ratings on Apple Podcast, which is great. Thank you very much. But I want more. So we're going to keep bugging you to do this shit until you actually do it. So please rate, review, like, subscribe, all the stuff. I'm going to keep saying it till you fucking do it.
What a
need
bunch
the
of
help.
jerks.
I'm serious. I don't know how insulting them is going to help, but we've begged, we've asked, we've pleaded. So at this point, get off your ass and click the 5 stars.
I mean, come on, you bastards. How are we going to compete with Joe Rogan? Come on.
Seriously.
I don't want to compete with Joe Rogan.
Neither do I. I was just trying to motivate people.
Exactly. So yes, please do that.
That'd be a lot though.
So, further update, right? So I did the one episode, just kind of an update, quickie. You guys weren't available, so everyone knows the whole story that I was dealing with this collision center and the assholes that they were being. So update, we paid the bill earlier than we were supposed to, because that's how we roll. And there are some people that are interested in this, so I need to update everybody. We paid the bill earlier than we're supposed to. And I went up there and I paid the bill and I got the receipts and I scanned the receipts and sent an email to the quote unquote office manager and said, hey, went and paid the bill. Here's the receipts I was provided. Kindly reply to this email indicating this matter is now closed, right? Pretty basic. I wasn't rude. I wasn't a jerk. And I wanted something from the company that said, yes, you are paid in full in case some other bullshit happened, right? Cover my ass. You know what happened from there?
I already smell a rat.
Crickets.
That's a crow.
I know it's a crow, but I don't have a cricket sound effect. So that's what we have to go with. I'm going to find a cricket sound effect and load it into this thing. So nothing happens.
I was actually just wondering right now if you were actually just really that bad at identifying animals.
I'm sorry. I thought it was the cricket. Maybe it's possible. So
you hear a crow and go crickets
after, right? That'd be Jiminy Crow instead of Jiminy Cricket, right? How's that for a conscience?
Hold on. You can continue your story, but only if you finish it with quote the Raven, nevermore.
I love it. So I'm like, damn, these fucking people won't even reply. So I emailed the GM and I sent another email. And again, I actually found myself wording things as the most professional, you're a damn bunch of idiots emails that I've written, right? So let me see here. So here's what I wrote. You guys tell me. All right. And I said his name. I said, please see an email below dated October 1st that was sent over to your quote unquote office manager regarding the balance on our account. As you can see, we've paid the balance on the account earlier than promised. All I asked for was a reply confirming this matter was closed. 2 weeks later, I have yet to hear from anybody. Do you see a problem here? As stated in my email on September 10th, the lack of customer service and professionalism here is nothing short of astounding. Your business process and system failed you. No communication was made prior to this on this matter. Then you threatened to put a lien on the vehicle. Okay, that's all the history. You guys know that. I said, regardless of how your people handled the issue, we paid the balance prior to the agreed upon November 1st, as we just wanted the matter closed. All I asked for was an email confirming receipt of the money and the issue being resolved. It would have taken less than 2 minutes to write it. Yes, I asked for the email because I have zero faith in your accounting methods and I wanted something to cover our bases. I said, sir, let me tell you something. As a business professional, I'm responsible for a portfolio of franchise owners that generate over $32 million in business annually. I will never allow those owners to treat their customers the way your company has treated me. This is just sad because the quality of the work was actually outstanding. I'm requesting confirmation that all monies due have been received and this matter is closed. Additionally, I'm requesting an apology for how this matter was handled and the lack of communication. If I don't receive both by 5 p.m. today, October 15th, I'll report this matter to the Better Business Bureau, as well as leaving extremely negative and detailed reviews of your facility on all major platforms. Thoughts?
Drum roll, please. No, there's no thoughts. I mean, what can we say to that?
Well,
wait, did you send that, or is that just reading it what you wrote?
No, I sent that.
Oh yeah, we pull no punches here.
I sent that because I'm like, you know, you guys fucked up. I paid the bill earlier than agreed, and all I wanted was something that says, yeah, you're good, and it took 2 weeks. So, shockingly, I got a response. Here's what he said. Good afternoon, Mr. McPhee. Thank you for your email. I apologize for the lack of professionalism from this lady. I thought that I had mentioned she was no longer with us, and I don't have access to her emails as her email no longer exists. So I apologize for not seeing the email sent to her in regards to the payment. She was unprofessional and rude, and for that, I apologize. We, as almost all businesses, are suffering a lack of staff and certainly don't need anyone representing our company in that matter, which made me make that change. Upon receipt of this email, I did verify that, yes, they have the account paid in full. I truly apologize for the way she treated you and your wife. Thank you. Sincerely, blah, 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 blah. Done, right?
That guy's in love with you.
Well, no, I'm just like, hey, and that's all I wanted, right? So at that point, I'm like, I'm good. I'm happy.
Oh wait, there's more.
This is the part where I'm kind of like, wow. I said, sir, thank you for your fast and thoughtful response. It's appreciated. Have a great weekend. Right? He responded to that. You as well, sir. I truly apologize. Please, whenever you can, call me so I can figure out a way of making this up to you and your wife.
He really is in love with you.
No, he's panicking because he's like, oh God, bad Yelp reviews.
No, I mean,
seriously though.
Yeah, I mean, I'm at this point, I'm like, I'm good. I'm happy. I won't go back. With like I said, which is sad because they did great freaking work on my cars.
Well, yeah, but it's not the tech's fault for all this.
Correct. It's the office manager who's longer there. So I have not called him, and I don't know what he could possibly do. I'm perfectly happy at this point. I got my confirmation that the zero money is owed, and I got an apology. I'm perfectly happy at this point. So short of, I mean, I'll call him because if he offers to return my money, I'll probably take it. I don't think he'll do that, nor should he, tell you the truth. But if he does, I'll probably take it. I'm not stupid. Crazy, not stupid.
I don't know. If I'm you, I'd probably just be done with it. I mean, it's done. It's over with. I don't need to continue this. I'm not going to torture business, but a phone call isn't necessary. Have a nice day.
Yeah. So at the end of the day, everything's all hunky-dory. So whatever. But there's the update for those that were wondering. Because we did get a comment on the YouTube channel from Deezy, who I found out is someone I used to work with. It's like, I thought it was a random listener. I was all excited. They're like, oh yeah, that's me. I'm like, well, damn it. Now you just busted my bubble. But that's okay. Anyway, now that I've brought the whole show down, dun, dun, dun.
Crickets.
And you didn't even finish it. Quote the Raven nevermore. I'm so disappointed in you.
Quote the Raven.
No, it's too late.
Okay, sorry.
I just said they got some really weird fucking crickets in Texas.
Dude, you have no idea.
That actually could be the size, though.
True.
Oh, that's a good point.
Everything's bigger in Texas. And don't get me wrong. I really do love Texas. It's great. But there's one thing, and I think TJ and I have talked about this before. There's one thing that always annoyed me about before living here, and maybe a little bit after living here, but about people. I meet a lot of people in the Army that were from Texas and all that, and they were so psyched out about their state. Texas is the greatest, da, da, da. And so one of the most annoying things is a bumper sticker you will see until the day Texas no longer exists, which is, and you have to do this, in my opinion, in a redneck accent, or it loses its effectiveness. So I wasn't born in Texas, but I got here as fast as I could.
No,
don't act like you didn't see that 100 times while you were here.
I just threw up in my mouth a little bit.
I saw it, but honestly, the part I was in, like Austin is such a cool place. Like, you saw more like keep Austin weird or keep Round Rock mildly strange.
No, it's mildly unusual.
Mildly unusual. That's what it was.
Do you remember Pflugerville's?
No.
Okay. So Jason, for the record, you have Austin. I live in Round Rock, and you've been here. In between Round Rock and Austin is a town called Pflugerville. Austin's motto is keep Austin weird. Round Rock's motto is keep Round Rock mildly unusual. Pflugerville's is between a rock and a weird place.
Ah, yes, that's what it was.
Now, from a marketing standpoint, that's pretty damn good, isn't it? Seriously?
That is pretty good.
So, I don't know. Anyway, shout out to Pflugerville for their city slogan. All right, let's get into this shit. Because we've done enough. Let's get into the annoying stuff, because I know TJ's got a lot chalked up for this, and I know Jason could relate to it too. Fuck, we all can. And the thing that's driving me nuts today, and driving me and nuts, and see, I said that twice.
Pause for a little more alcohol to my bloodstream.
Sound it out.
Crickets.
Crickets. The thing that's annoying me that I thought would be a great topic today are tech issues. We all are dealing with tech issues at some point, probably on a daily basis. And I got a list of them here. And we talked about a couple of them before we went on the recording. But I mean, is anything more annoying lately because we're so entwined in fucking technology?
It's the most beautiful thing in the world, but also the most frustrating thing in the world at the same time. Because when tech works properly, it's brilliant. Like some of the stuff you can do. I mean, I know I'm the youngest here, but just seeing from where I grew up from to where we are now is astounding. But I've also wanted to throw multiple pieces of technology against a wall or out a window or drop kick it or set it on fire.
Or have you actually done these things? Because I think you've done at least one of them.
Yeah, but it's usually on like stuff that I have run down so much that it's not even worth like even trying to put it on Craigslist. So it's like, yeah, guess what? You're about to bounce off the driveway a few times.
Right. Go on. I'm sorry. Didn't mean to interrupt you there.
No, that was it. I mean, that's just, I mean, technology in general, like it's brilliant, but it's also frustrating because, I mean, my first example is I went out and I got myself a new fancy 5G phone. Ooh la la.
Right.
Yet it seems like every time I leave the Wi-Fi, I can never get any signal and I have to restart my phone if I want to, like, I don't know, send a text message or make a phone call, you know, the whole reason I bought the fucking thing.
Right. Did we lose you?
No, I'm here. I'm waiting for somebody. I mean, I thought I was on a podcast with three guys.
You're on a podcast with two guys.
Well,
Right.
three counting me, but I'm not going to be the only one talking. Come on, boys.
Right.
You didn't specify that. You just said three guys.
Oh, here we go. It's on.
You really want to go down this road, Jason?
Do it.
No, I'm too tired for that.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah.
Hey, Jason,
You sit over there and sip your white tea, okay?
your old
I
man
am.
is
I am
You're-
sipping my white tea.
your old man is showing.
Really? Why? I don't see dad. I don't see dad anywhere.
I'm just saying when you're like, I'm old. Look in the mirror.
I mean, no. He went to visit you. No, that's fine. Yeah, he's not. You've seen him more than I have.
This is true.
You also saw him a lot growing up, though. So
I don't know what you're talking about.
Ooh, touche.
I'm just going to throw that out there. Anyways, to bring it back.
Well, and you know, let's throw this at Jason, right? Because he's a graphic designer. And I can only imagine how much of his job has to do with technology.
Quite a bit.
So
Quite a bit. Well, see, and some of the, like, at least part of mine was never like, at least one of the bigger ones that I've had, at least one of the bigger issues I've had lately was never really technically a technology issue as much as it was just like the kind of like weird barriers you have to go through to get like so I work a lot off of like a cloud service like Google Drive.
right.
That way, you know, I've got free, you know, I've got access wherever I'm at. All I need is an internet connection. Well, the place that I'm working at, they have an actual like physical server that they do some of their stuff from. That's where their emails are run. They, you know, they have an IT company that's helped with a bunch of that stuff. So the way that they were doing that, for me to be able to connect to that, like I've got to go through like 3 different steps and download a VPN and then connect to that and do it. And I'm like, why can't I just Why isn't there some kind of direct link to this? Why do I have to download this, log into this just to be able to connect to this and then put a password into that? So, I mean, I don't know if that's technically like the same kind of like a tech issue, but it's like one of those where like, how are we in that spot where I can log into Google Drive and just go click, open, whatever. But then if I wanted to connect to our like quote unquote home base server, I'm like, well, I got to log into this. Then I got to make sure I got the Wi-Fi password. Then I got to log into the VPN, type my thing into that. Then I got to make sure, then of course, I got to make sure the server's actually up, because if it's not, then I got to call somebody and then they got to fix it. What the?
Right.
Okay.
And you want to throw your fucking computer out the window, to TJ's point.
Well, yes.
Jason, the best I can explain it, like, because I know exactly what you've been through, but the best way I can explain it with like, this is like the super ultra dumbed down version, in my opinion. It's like, you want to go order a pizza online and you're like, what kind of pizza sounds good to me? Oh, Pizza X. I haven't had that in a while. So you go to Pizza X's website and you try to put an online order in, and it's like, create an account, link your credit card, give us your email. Do you want to sign up for our newsletter?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. That's pretty much exactly like that.
See, I have to do almost the exact same thing you're talking about to log into my company stuff, right? Computer comes up, logs into my home Wi-Fi, and then connects to the VPN, all this other shit. And then randomly, so, I've been with the company since May. I've got a pretty nice laptop that they sent. It's got the touch screen and it folds over and turns into a tablet and all this other shit. And I'm like, okay, that's cool. It's nice laptop. But every now and then it just goes, fuck you, I'm not connecting. Even I'm sitting here actively doing something, then I need to go to this website to find out some information, and it's going, fuck you, I'm not connecting. God damn it, what the? Okay, let me restart the computer. Restart. Fuck you, I'm not connecting.
I seriously think half the time with like issues with technology like that, manufacturers actually like gear their shit to actually fail at some point, to either prompt you to buy something more or to depending.
100%. Apple's been called out on it.
Don't even get me to go down this rabbit hole, because TJ and I went here so long. Back in the I'm gonna go down the fucking rabbit hole. Back in the day, I've had fucking Android phones and I've had iPhones. Back in the day, I don't give a flying fuck what anybody says. When you were locked into contracts, and do you guys remember the days when you can buy a phone for $199?
Oh God, yeah. Just sign up for 2 years.
Right. But every fucking Android phone I've ever had, 6 months before that time, before the phone was activated, it starts fucking up just a little bit at first. Oh, wow, that's weird. A month later, fucks up a little worse. A little bit later, fucks up a little worse. And by the time you are 30 days out from being eligible to upgrade your phone, you're like, oh my God, will you just fucking charge?
Oh,
and you're ready to throw that fucking phone, and you're calling like, just give me my upgrade now, because this phone's fucking up. I'm sorry, sir, you are not eligible for 30 more days.
Meanwhile,
you cannot.
You're laying on a bed of charging cords because you bought 15 of them, thinking this is going to be the one. This is going to be the one that'll do it.
And it's the one that you have to hold at an 11.3 degree angle while it's charging in order to activate the whatever is inside there and actually connect. And you'll do it for an hour to get 14 seconds worth of call time.
Well, you got to make sure it's gold tipped too.
Oh, gold! You got to be 24 karat gold tipped. It can't be 14.
Oh no! Well, yeah. Well, thankfully, you didn't actually pick up the connector that was, only 23.5 karat, because that's just not going to give you the same thing.
And it used to fucking drive me nuts. I'm like, and I would never really buy like the cheaper phones. I'd get a decent phone, right? And it's like one of my favorite phones I had back in the day was real nice and was well rated and all that, was the HTC Evo when they first came out. had a nice big ass screen on it, took good pictures, all that shit. This is a great fucking phone. I wanted to drop kick and throw and everything TJ said earlier to that phone before it was over. And no one will ever convince me that it wasn't fucking programmed that way.
Okay, but I know there's been a lot of Android hate right now, but don't get it twisted too, because Apple literally got called out for it every time a new iPhone released. Suddenly, the older model's batteries would slow down just a little bit more, and they did it under the premise of, oh, we're just trying to preserve the phone's life.
No.
Oh yeah.
Everyone's done it. It's Apple's not immune.
That's what I'm saying. Everybody's guilty of this. And you can't convince me to this day that this still doesn't exist. Especially I think
it's just hidden better.
Oh, 100%. You're talking to a guy with a self-built PC, and I've had this thing for 2 years, and it's run fucking perfectly for 2 years.
Exactly. I mean, when you do stuff yourself, this just goes into exactly what we're talking about, how fucking frustrating and annoying it is, because like everything's done through your phone. And they may be a little bit better now since we're all paying fucking full price over 24 months on our phones, that $30 a month phone payment or whatever. But we all live through it, because the minute something goes wrong, and like if I can't get to home and I need to connect to something on my computer when I'm out visiting some of my stores and they don't have Wi-Fi, oh, well, I guess I got to tether my phone so that I can get this information. And if I can't get it on my home Wi-Fi, oh my God, I might as well be living up in the dial-up era to try and get it if I'm tethering my phone, which is connected to 5G ultra wideband, blah, blah, blah.
You'd never know it though.
Fuck no. So yeah, that's annoying as fuck. I would call that the upgrade cycle and the intermittent Wi-Fi bullshit. And we've all, I mean, like, how is it that if you're at home, right, and you're paying your internet provider, whatever, and now there's a fucking million of them, right? Before you had like two choices. You got AT&T or you got your local cable provider, and that was it. Now you got like 6 million choices, and we happen to have our local cable provider, and I'm going, why is the Wi-Fi down so much? They're claiming 99% uptime, and I'm going, bullshit, not at my house.
Oh, right? I go through the same thing here. And to me, it's scary because, like, when I get home from work, all I want to do is relax, take a load off, maybe play some games, watch some whatever. If the internet goes down, it can literally ruin my night, and that sucks.
It's like those shitty commercials where they're going, the Wi-Fi is down again, and someone's holding up a brick to their ear, and somebody else is, I don't remember what it was, but they had, all their computer devices were some household stupid item. But yeah, I mean, it screws everything, and you're going, why? In this day and age,
because we're so connected to all our devices.
Well, and that's the thing, is like we've all just become so dependent on it.
Oh yeah. Well, there was what the heck? I was watching. Well, it could be the same kind of issue when you're talking about how slow the internet can be, and like there's a show I've been watching called Adam Ruins Everything, where it's like the guy who does like all the facts, and he was talking about like the whole internet thing, where legitimately the cable companies who were in charge of like a bunch of this thing technically really do throttle down the internet. Like if you go overseas, their internet's like 4 times faster.
Yeah, what the fuck is up with that?
There is some kind of a thing here where it was like throttled, like legitimately, so they can force you to pay more depending on what kind of signal you want, whatever else. And you're like, how is that like possible?
Well, anything's possible, but I'll twist that a little bit and say, how is that okay?
Oh no, it's not okay.
Oh, 100% not. Okay.
We're all paying through the nose for internet, right? Because they know they got us. They know that you got to have internet tonight nowadays. It's just how it is. You have to have fucking internet.
Or you're going to be really bored.
Well, bored. You're going to be fucking misinformed. You name it, right? So but they know they've got us, and that's why they do it, I think, because they know they can get away. They're like, well, fuck it, what are they going to do? Even if they go try and get internet from somebody else, if you move from, Spectrum like we have here to AT&T, you'll be back in a year.
Oh, well, all the internet companies did was look at the model of the healthcare and went, we can do that. $8,000 for a Tylenol, or do you want to pay $400 a month for some good internet?
That fucking hurts. that statement fucking hurts. Oh my God.
Tell me I'm wrong, please.
Oh, it's true. I'm saying it's 100% true. Here, applause.
Crickets.
100% true. Nope, applause. That was real applause. I got that one right.
Oh shit. Oh, sorry.
Pay attention to the podcast, Jason.
I just wasn't sure. I mean, I don't know. It sounded like crickets.
Here's a slap for Jason.
Ow!
Careful,
Seagull.
likes that. Seagull.
We're gonna get off this We're gonna get off this podcast, and Jason's just gonna wander around his house, and every room he enters, he's just gonna walk in and go, crickets.
That is this very distinct possibility.
And Lynn's gonna look at him like, what? What are you talking about?
Get out of my house.
That is very possible.
Oh, he's gonna change. He's gonna change the ringtone on his phone for me. It's gonna be either the crows or crickets, one of the two.
It's going to be both.
Crow and
Your
cricket.
ringtone's going to be the crows, but your picture that pops up on my phone is going to be crickets.
It's gonna be that angry cricket from that one Pixar movie.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Oh God. No,
See, I was more
just giving
picturing
him ideas like a dumbass.
I was more picturing like a crow sound and a cricket sound at the same time, and then I went, there's someone that around this world that wakes up to that every day that might be listening to this podcast and just went, I fucking hate that sound.
There's, in one of my random wanderings across YouTube, right? There's this guy, I guess he's like a self-made DJ or whatever. But he'll go on YouTube and he's got all his stuff, and he'll make these songs, right? And they're not bad. And he made one, and the first thing I noticed, and it was called Your New Morning Alarm. And I was like, what the fuck is this? And then it's like a minute long. And then I played it and I was laughing my fucking ass off. The guy's name is Mark Rebillet, right?
Yeah, I've heard of him.
I think you've sent this to me.
Did I send that to you?
You might have. I mean, this was obviously a while ago now.
Yeah, it's probably, I don't know, 4 or 5, maybe 6 months ago. And if I could find the freaking here we go, the voice memo. I think I've got it here. Yeah, this looks like it might be it. I'll see if I can play it, just because Jason hasn't heard it. This is genius, and I would totally use this for my alarm clock. But here, let's see if I can get it going here.
Get the fuck out of bed, bitch, go.
Get the fuck out of bed, bitch, go.
That's not even the whole thing, but is that not fucking genius?
Full disclosure.
Full disclosure.
I have that as an alarm on my phone.
Love it. I love it. Have you
converted it? I converted it, saved it to my phone, and set it as an alarm, thinking it would be hilarious, and it scared the shit out of me. The first time, look, Lynn's even laughing because she knows what I'm talking about.
I heard her laughing.
I heard her laugh in the background too.
Yeah. Wait here. Yeah, tell her, right?
Oh my God, you jumped out of bed.
Yeah. See?
I thought you had a heart attack.
So
yeah. I don't know what the hell it was. I don't know if it was just because it was like the voice that like started it, because I actually cut it off where, he does that full intro like that, that singing intro. Then he starts it, get the fuck out of bed, bitch, go. I started it right there. So I didn't have the musical intro. I just had him start that whole thing up. And I was like, the exact day that I set that thing to go, I jumped out of bed.
I'm picturing this in my head, and it's great. It's so good. Have you ever watched the video of him doing it?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, it's genius.
And when Sean sent that to me, I remember responding to him like, I would fucking break whatever was playing this if I woke up to this. And I didn't even get to the get the fuck out of bed, bitch, go part.
Which is the best part.
Just the intro, I would be like, I would wake up so pissed off every single morning.
Oh, yeah. Or you could just wake up and almost, die of a heart attack like I did.
Oh.
I mean, if it's any better indicator, like I said, we didn't even specifically mention what the hell it was, and Lynn knew.
Oh, 100%.
Knew exactly what I was talking about.
Yeah, she'll remember that for the rest of her life.
Oh, I have no doubt.
Oh, that's permanently ingrained in her forehead. It's right there. So you guys are both familiar with Pantera, Cowboys from Hell.
Oh, I know that story.
Okay. So I get to Fort Hood, and they give me a barracks room when I first get there, and I'm rooming with this guy. He's a cool guy, and I've got one of those compact stereos. So this is 94, right? So those compact stereo systems were all the rage then. They had a lot of power. I had like a 5-disc changer and a single disc tray, and dual cassette and all that. And it was Kenwood, so it had had a subwoofer and all that. It was a good stereo. And so they put me in a room with this guy, and I'm like, hey, I usually use my stereo for my alarm. It'll get us both up in time so we can go to PT and all that. And he's like, cool. And so my alarm was typically Cowboys from Hell, and I would set everything up and put the alarm at a certain spot, right? Because you know how it starts off just kind of slow with that opening guitar riff, like just it's just kind of quiet, and then it just comes out. It's like so I would frickin' wake up like a minute before I would hear the disc load in the CD player, and so I'm laying there, didn't want to get out of bed and hear it load, and it starts up. And then that opening happens like da-da-da-da-da-da. And my roommate's name was Bart, and he pulled a Jason because he shot up out of his bed in his tidy whities going, I'm up, holy fuck, I'm up, and ran to the fucking bathroom. Just for that. It was amazing. So I don't know what to tell you.
What?
Exactly. Moving on.
Oh yeah. With that Mark Rebellet thing. Yeah, I don't think I've ever been woken up so clearly in my life, where it was like instantaneous. You're like, okay, I am like, typically you wake up and you're kind of like, you're groggy, and you're kind of like, nope. That day I was up. I almost was actually up making coffee by the time that thing just started, because it was like, okay, I am fully awake.
I bet you were really productive that day.
No, that didn't help that at all.
No.
No, I was just awake. It didn't actually help my productivity.
He was awake and pissed off.
And luckily, nobody I work with has probably heard this yet. So, no, I was very productive. Shut your mouth. What are you talking about?
I just assumed you were so awake that it was like, okay, I can't wait to get this day started.
I got the most done I've ever gotten done in any one day for the place that I work for that day, because what were we talking about?
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
We're talking about tech issues. Now, the next one I got written down here, nice segue, by the way. The next one I got written down here is, what about when you're working with, and it could be an app on your phone or fucking software on your computer, because I've had it happen, where it tells you this software requires an update. Click here. And so you click there, and then it won't fucking update. Discuss.
No.
Yeah, see, we're recording a podcast, Jason, right?
What?
Yeah.
I didn't agree to. I haven't actually clicked yet the button that comes up in Zoom that says "Got it" when it says you're recording. So I haven't accepted anything.
No, I mean, you signed the NDA, so it is what it is. Anyways,
I'm not allowed to talk about that.
you think? Anyways,
Full disclosure, I can't disclose it.
yeah. So my experience with that is, I mean, to be perfectly honest, my company is not like super up to date with technology. So we still do a lot of printing. And what I would like to know, because what Sean set up is perfectly along these lines, is how in 2021, almost 2022, are printers still fucking terrible?
That's an
That's a very
excellent
good
question.
Like at what point did like developers give up and just go, yeah, they're good, don't worry about it? Because they still just are completely awful. Because, and full disclosure, I'm going to disclose it. The brand we use, Epson, is the most god awful printer company, because it's like, here's a bunch of useless updates you don't need, but we're going to wait 3 weeks before we tell you need an update. But in those 3 weeks, your printer is not going to act right.
It's pretty much the way that they do it. I mean, that's just like we were talking about with the phones, where they almost deliberately like fuck up the way it works because you're getting close to an upgrade. Oh yeah, of course. I'm
Well,
even if it's considered a conspiracy theory, like you kind of go, oh, okay, this is just a little too much of a coincidence. Come on.
Well, and like, so I agree with TJ to a point, but then I'm old. I'll be 50 next year. So tell me if you recognize this. Welcome back to an ad. God damn it, that didn't work out the way I wanted it to. Motherfucker.
We interrupt this regularly scheduled podcast.
That's a dot matrix printer. But boys, we're going to Six Flags.
Okay, I'm having a sip of beer after that because it would have worked out great had the dot matrix printer sound gone off instead of the Aspen Dental ad. Fuck you.
So wing and a miss.
Was that you printing out directions on MapQuest to something?
I'd be hitting on MapQuest. But yes, it was. I'm sorry. The Dr. Rick commercials, the guy that helps you stop becoming your parents when you buy a home.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my favorite.
So I love these. And the latest one, he has them at the airport. And he goes, okay, ticket check. And he pulls out his phone and everybody else pulls out paper tickets. And he goes, paper tickets. We're off to a horrible start.
Yeah, pretty much.
Those commercials are so good. I'm sorry. The lady there at the store, and the lady's like, I brought all these delicious snacks, and Dr. Rick just by and snatches them out of her hands. Nope.
Oh hell! If you want to actually go the little segue, still on the subject of technical issues, but switching over to, so it couldn't have been more annoying. Like one of the days before I actually moved here, when I was actually flying back and forth to visit Lynn, and she was coming home. One of the days I'm leaving Vegas to go home, and I walk up to the thing, phone in hand, with the thing to scan to let me through, and the guy's like, scanned it, won't do it. Scanned it again, won't do it. I'm like, oh, you motherfucker! What now? I had to get out of line, go into some other line or whatever, for a guy to tell me, oh no, you got to go over to that kiosk to print your boarding pass out because this won't scan.
What the fuck?
And I'm like, isn't it pretty much the same? You're pretty much scanning the same thing, right?
I mean,
yeah,
it's going to print out a physical copy of what's on your phone.
Did you try cleaning your phone screen?
I mean, it might have been because my battery was dead and my phone was off. I don't know, but
Turn up your brightness, something.
I don't know what the hell it was, but yeah. So I got out of line to go into this other line. Then I had to get out of that line to walk like 20 feet in the other direction to go to a kiosk to enter
Also-
my information so I could get a physical, actual printed out boarding pass to show this guy just so I could get through security.
Also, why didn't dude in the first line just tell you that from the jump?
I don't
Straight
know.
up. Straight up, why didn't he?
Why?
tell
I have
you?
no idea.
Why is there a line for this?
Or
Well, and
or
my
make it worse. I promise you, that dude could have printed the motherfucker out right there.
Oh, probably. Well, my first obvious reaction to it was, so I'm standing there in the second line as I got up to the guy. And when he tells me I have to walk 20 feet in the other direction to go print a thing out, I'm like, okay, so wait a minute. I said, so I'm leaving this line to go print this thing out. So I've got to get back in the line and wait again. He's like, no, just come right back up. And I'm like, oh, okay, thank God, because if I got to get out of another fucking line to print something physical out because your thing won't scan my thing and I got to stand in another line just to get back to you. Oh,
And they tell you that, right? But then there's everybody else that's in line that's looking at you like, what is this motherfucker doing?
oh yeah. And I'm like, okay, well, as long as the man in the blue shirt and the TSA emblem on his shirt says that I can cut in front of you, then I'm gonna. Because
Oh, don't even.
I was
get
just
me-
waiting for verbal confirmation from him that I could actually do it. Because I'm like, no,
Don't
I'm
even
not-
get me started
not
on the
doing this
TSA
again.
right now.
That's the same as, because I've actually had this experience, is you walk into, like, I don't know what they call it in Vegas, but the DPS, or up here it's called the Secretary of State. It's the DMV. And
Oh, it's the same here.
yeah. So I had some issues and I had to come back. She's like, you don't have to wait in line. Just, bring this past your next. And the daggers you feel in your back
Oh God, yeah.
when you do that is unlike any other you will ever feel in your life, because you can literally feel everybody in that lobby that doesn't work there, no matter how long they've been there. They could have been there 2 minutes or 2 hours. They all just have so much hatred for you in that moment.
Here's what's going through their head. Show me what's this asshole doing. Number one answer. What's this asshole doing? Who the fuck is he?
Oh, yeah. Here it is, the DMV. In Ohio, it's the BMV.
Ooh, B.
So, yeah,
They have a,
well,
they have a
I'm
bureau
like,
instead of a department.
that's what I mean. I'm like, why change? That doesn't make any sense. Department, bureau, it's basically the same fucking thing.
Same, yeah. Same
But
shit.
yeah.
6 of one, half a dozen of the other.
Oh, yeah.
For the same reason we call it a Secretary of State here.
Right? Why?
True.
We
I
don't know.
mean, it's just states going, we want to be different.
So I'm gonna roll this next one old school, because it had this particular next subtopic on tech issues has several different meanings, and especially a guy like TJ was all about the computers growing up, and he had all these certifications and all that, but almost all the processes started with everybody's favorite 3-key combination. Can we guess what that 3-key combination is?
Control, Alt, Delete.
Control, Alt, Delete.
Sorry, I
Right?
love that.
Everyone's favorite, first step in tech support. Okay, we're going to hit Control, Alt, Delete. You're going to open up Task Manager.
Enter
Remember-
safe mode.
Enter safe mode. Remember all these things? Like,
Oh, yeah.
oh my God. And it kind of goes back to what you were saying before. Like, why can't we just release shit that works right now?
Makes you
Instead
wonder.
of- Instead of having Control, Alt, Delete. Now, again, I'm going to show my age here because, I growing up and I've always loved computers, but the computers I got to screw around with in school were Apple IIe's or Apple IIc's. So we were writing in the original BASIC computer language. Line 10, line 20, line 30, line 40, all that shit. And it's just old, right? And you go through all the shit. And the next thing you know, oh, Control Alt Delete. You gotta hit this button and go through your task manager. It's like, what the hell? Back when those computers were out, back when you were on an Apple II and you bought a game, now granted they weren't anywhere near as cool as the games we have now, but you know, if you were like, I was big into the whole submarine warfare games for a while, like Seawolf and all that shit. That motherfucker worked and didn't have problems. So they worked on that game until the bugs were out of it, and then they made a bunch of copies of it, put it in a box, and sent it to the store. Now, we all know the obvious answer, but why doesn't that happen today?
That doesn't happen today because people are stretching beyond their means, meaning nowadays technology is so evolved to where game companies will put out these games with these system requirements that people just frankly don't have, but they still want to play said game. So they buy said game, and then when it doesn't work, they go, what the fuck?
I agree with that. That's one reason.
Well, that or either that or the game files are so goddamn big you have to like delete half your hard drive just to be able to play them.
That's another one. But that leads into like another reason, like, hey, we and to TJ's point, right? They just want to get the game out. They release a game that isn't finished because they want to get the jump on the competition because someone else is probably developing a similar game, but they know it has bugs, but then they all say, oh, we'll fix that with an update.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, there's literally the most glaring example that I can think of recently is Cyberpunk 2077.
Oh,
I don't
good
know.
God.
I don't know how many, people play games out there that listen to this, but I mean, it was one of the most hyped games and it was supposed to be amazing and all that. And it kept getting delayed and kept getting delayed. And people got more impatient that they finally released it. And it was a dumpster fire.
Well, there was
Wasn't that the one that Keanu Reeves showed up in?
yes.
Yes.
Okay.
There was another one that was
actually
supposed to
saw
be all that too. I think it was Xbox only Anthem. Wasn't that one like that?
That's another one.
There was another one.
But yeah,
too.
I mean,
Which one it was? Oh well. But yeah, they're going to release a product that isn't quite finished because they know they can fix it with an update.
But then the update doesn't actually fix it.
Yeah, and by that time, there's a bunch of other shit that they got to fix. So that's going to be the next update.
Well, yeah, but all they have to do is say, well, this game's in quote unquote early access, so it's going to fuck up. You're pretty much going to play this game while we build it.
Right. What's the one they've been talking about coming out for years that still isn't out, that was supposed to be the most amazing thing on the planet?
Oh, that was the last Game of Thrones book. Oh wait, no, we're not talking about that. Never mind.
That was season 8 of Game of Thrones. Star Citizen, isn't that it?
That's not ringing a bell.
I am not familiar with that.
There was something about it. It was supposed to be this amazing thing, and it's it's not out. But
are we talking a game, or what are we talking about?
No, it's a game.
Huh. I am not familiar with that.
Yeah, I'll look it up later. I got more stuff to talk about here, so fuck it. Anyway. Here comes a burp. There we go. Now it's out. Okay, so we covered Control Alt Delete. We covered all kinds of crap. What about just general, and this happens on games, this happens on the phones, this happens on computers. Fuck, it probably happens on smart TVs. But what about just general fucking just freezing? It just stops right where it is. You're done. It's like, oh, okay.
Oh, but I mean, if we wanted to tie that into games, it's always funny to me because obviously you have like the digital age now, where you don't necessarily have to have a game disc to be able to play the game. You can just download it from like the PlayStation Store, the Microsoft Xbox Store, whatever. And I'm like, okay, if this is a game that's directly on the hard drive, there's no skipping, there's no maybe like a scratch in the disc, there's no whatever. And you're just kind of plugging along, playing a game, and then all of a sudden it freezes. And you're like, what the, like, if this is like direct access.
Yeah.
Like, why, I mean, is it buggy? Is it just because, like, you know, the old days where you had to potentially like overheat your system, or you had to put like a fan in front of it or underneath it, or what? Like, why is that still a thing?
It happens to me. I mean, I guess it's just because of the popularity, but it happens to me when I'm playing Call of Duty on Xbox. Just randomly, like, I'm going to stop right here. I'm not going to go to the next screen so you can play the next match. But,
well, I've actually had it like, so I've played Assassin's Creed. That's one of my favorite series.
Great series.
And I've been like, you're just kind of, you know, I'm just running along. I'm not doing anything. It's not like I'm sailing a ship or I'm jumping anywhere or I'm attacking anybody. I'm just running. And you're running up a hill and then he stops.
Just a casual stroll.
And just stops. And you're like, okay, if I was doing anything like taxing, where you're actually like using more processor for something, you know, whether it's traveling, whatever, okay, fine. But I'm just running. And now I'm not.
Well,
how very Forrest Gump of you.
I was running.
I just felt like running.
Anyways,
I'm tired.
I
think I'll go home now.
Everybody's just standing there. What the fuck?
Oh yeah. Well, I like the guy at the end of it where he's like, "Now what are we supposed to do?" And it's like, motherfucker, that was your choice to follow him.
Like, what did you think was going to happen?
It's not like Forrest Gump was like stopping to go, "All right, everybody, let's stop and prepare my sermon and let's pray." It's like, no, he was just running, and then all of a sudden he turns around and everybody's like, "Wait!" Like, no, he wasn't.
He's gonna speak.
That was your choice. What do you?
Yeah, because he said nothing to you. You guys been following him for like 8 months.
You just stepped in a big pile of shit. It
happens.
Well, the one that I love is this. We could actually almost make an episode out of this too. The idea where movies playing on TV.
Oh yeah.
Where, you know, they obviously censor stuff, but the one that I like about that was when he's doing the running through the shit, and the guy goes, "What?" He goes, "It happens." He goes, "What, shit?" Sometimes. And then they cut to the truck, and if it's on TV, it just says, "It happens."
Yeah.
Because you know, kids today have never heard the word shit.
Well, and that's just another reason why I don't watch movies on TV.
Well, and I'm like, okay, so if you're on cable TV, you can actually drop F-bombs. You can say fuck after like 10 p.m. But like, you can't put the word shit on a bumper sticker on Forrest Gump.
Are they still blurring out middle fingers? Like you don't.
Oh, that kind of makes you wonder. Pardon me, my neighbor driving apparently a diesel truck is backing into his parking spot.
That happens.
So
I don't know. Can you hear that too?
No,
I can.
Actually.
So
we're good.
Doubling back to what the original point was, I can tell I can tell you guys why that probably happens.
Bring it. Educate us.
So what it is probably anti-piracy software or something that they put in the game where it's an authentication system where every so often it pings that authentication system to make sure that you're running a legal copy of that game. Problem is, if those servers get overloaded or a lot of people are playing that game, or maybe they just suck, that's why that happens.
Fuck those
Never
guys.
considered that.
I get it. Shit gets pirated. So, all right, let's move on to the next one. Got a couple more here before we call it an evening. I'm going to skip to some people's favorite of all time, and it's frustrating. It's annoying. You do probably bust out a few literal what the hells when this happens. Buffering. You want to watch a fucking 1 minute video and you're connected to a Wi-Fi, and for some reason, this motherfucker just won't load. If that's not annoying, I don't know what is.
Well, between the buffering, but what makes the buffering especially frustrating is depending on where you are, like you'll load up this video and you'll have 3 ads play in crystal clear 1080p.
Oh, for sure.
And then you get to the video and maybe it's just its native resolution is 480, or it just defaults it. So it's like, I'm going to give this a better chance to play. And then you get maybe 5 seconds in, and then you see the little spinning circle, and like that'll make me want to throw my phone.
For sure.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Like what'll happen to me more often than I fucking care to have happen is like I'll be, say it's the weekend, Friday night, nothing's going on, laying in bed. I want to watch a movie. I'm looking at my iPad, and I've been watching this movie for 40 minutes, right? And everybody else is asleep. So there's not a lot of shit going on my network. And after 40 minutes of this movie, all of a sudden you get that little fucking icon. And it just stops. And I'm like, why? It's not fucking peak traffic time. There's no fucking reason for this.
No.
I paid my bill.
I paid my bill. I paid my bill. But I mean, like, okay, yeah, everyone's trying to watch something at 7 p.m. Or, there's too many fucking devices on the network trying to stream something. But like, okay, the wife's asleep, daughter's asleep. I'm the only one online. What the fuck?
Well, that's your neighbor stealing your Wi-Fi. That's because he's watching it too.
Oh no, I make sure that doesn't happen.
Yeah, I absolutely understand that frustration because it's just, it's 2021. Why does this still happen? Like, how have we not figured out the internet yet?
Well, but like it's like being in a traffic jam, right? It sucks. You're in this traffic jam, but when you're coming close to the end of it, you go, oh, there's a bad accident there. I get it. So they had to divert. Okay, I now understand why there was a traffic jam, and I'm not as pissed. Yes, it sucked, but there was a reason behind it. But if you're in a traffic jam, which this happens a lot here in Texas, Jason, just so you know, if you're in a traffic jam and all of a sudden it just opens up and there's no fucking reason that the traffic jam happened in the first place, you're like, why? Did we all just slow down because the road curved 10 degrees? The fuck?
Oh God. I had one of those a long time ago. It was in Cleveland, where legitimately you're on like 480. You're driving along. All of a sudden, just brake lights everywhere. So you're like, oh crap, what's happening? And then by the time you're done, you're just driving along. Like there's absolutely no reason why everybody slowed down.
To me, that's the perfect analogy for buffering. It's the perfect analogy. Like, why? There's no fucking reason for it. It just happened, and you're gonna go through it, and then okay, you're good. It makes no sense. I don't like it. It pisses me off. It's a what the hell moment.
He's stupid.
It's stupid. It's fucking stupid.
He's very stupid.
Here and this is one of the banes of TJ's existence back in the day. So I know he's got stories on this one. Everybody's favorite happened to a coworker of mine recently, and I'm gonna bust out the echo for this one because it's appropriate. I'm of course talking about the blue screen of death.
I remember
yes.
the blue screen of death.
The blue screen of death. Well, it never happened to me personally. There was a time my parents would whore me out, and I don't mean in a sexual way. So I got really into computers. I mean, we're just being honest here.
Oh my God.
I got really into computers at a young age. And for a long while, they would try to keep me away from them because I would just break them. but that's also how I learned how to fix them because I was like, I'm in trouble. Better fix this before anybody finds out. So I got really good and I got some certifications. I was probably about 15 years old. And that's when everybody would say, or not everybody, but my parents would say to everybody, my son's really good with computers. And of course, they would spout off, oh, mine's doing this and it's really slow and it's buggy and all that. And then you'd load it up and you open up their Internet Explorer browser. And obviously, this is a time before just like Google Chrome and like Firefox, just like these really clean browsers. It was just Internet Explorer. And what these companies would do, which was essentially nowadays spyware, they would get you to download their toolbar and it would have their search engines and all their websites. So you'd load up one of those and about 17 of those toolbars would pop down and then it would BSOD, blue screen of death. And
thank you for clarifying.
Then I would sit there and go, and you fucking wonder why this is happening. You've downloaded every virus you possibly fucking could.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man. And then like, why? What? It's not safe? It's on the internet. It's safe, right?
No, like, and then they would look at me and go, can you save my pictures? Like, no, it's all got to go. Like, everything has to be deleted. What do you mean? Like, this is not savable. Like, if this was a heart patient on an operating table, they would be flatlining.
You're dead. And this is where the inevitable, well, did you back your stuff up conversation comes in?
No, this is not even the inevitable back your stuff up. Like, if there's one thing I could take away from all my time of doing that and just my experience on the internet is people be smarter. Like, if you see a pop-up and it says Windows wants $10,000 to unlock your file, just close the fucking tab and move on with your day.
Yeah.
Like, you gotta be smarter. You just gotta be. Like, no one's giving you a free iPhone. I'm sorry. It's just never gonna happen.
Well, that's the same people who get that email that they're waiting for that Israeli prince to send them money.
Exactly.
Hey.
Nigerian.
Nigerian.
Yeah, like Nigerian
Oh,
prince.
sorry.
Like, he's worth millions, but needs like 100,000 from you to unlock it all for whatever fucking reason.
Or Major John Smith of the United States Army has found $10 million in gold in Iraq and needs your help getting it into the country.
Well, then he better figure it out because it's not coming from me. That's my big takeaway from the blue screen of death is just people be smarter and you will never see it. You will never, ever see it. Just be careful with what you click on. Click on safe sites. Don't click on bullshit, just because, and for the love of God, get ad blocker because that will save you a shit ton of headache when it comes to that.
And physically read an email address that sends you something because it might not be from Amazon. Just so you know. If it says from Amazon, but the email address is E249JQ87654 at fuckyou.com.
I love that guy.
I was just in Google Hangouts with him.
Yeah. I mean, he was like this really cool guy that I heard up on Words with Friends where he like,
I gave him my mother's maiden name, my social security number.
Hey, I gave your birthday so we get free Wi-Fi at the hotel. That's how I got this robe.
But actually, in one of the, I am going to ruin at least one of the things in the Words with Friends because this one I didn't actually post. But there was one time where there was a conversation where you're kind of going down the whole thing, and he's asking for the email address. So I actually, because it blocked it out, it was hilarious. I actually typed. I said, "Oh, what the heck was it?" I think I typed in something like, "I know what you're fucking doing at fuckyou.com." I promptly got blocked after that.
Probably. Oh my God.
Which is the only thing that makes me wonder if those are actually bots. But yeah.
Hey, I don't know, but that's a whole nother episode that I can't wait to do. You have to tell me you got like 15 or 20 good ones saved up because
Oh yeah, there was a bunch of them. I can even tell you some of the ones that I've actually thought up to be able to use later.
oh, that'll be great. Okay.
Because they always ask you the same questions. It's always, you know, what's your name, and then like, oh, where are you from, and then, oh, what do you do for a living, and then it's usually asking for the email address. So, oh yeah, I've got like ones I've actually thought up that I want to use in the future.
That's awesome.
So
You're working off of what we called the 6 P's in the Army. Prior planning prevents piss poor performance.
there you go.
So, all right.
Well, and actually, before you switch subjects, I am probably going to cut out a little bit early. I apologize.
That's quite all right.
No problem.
But I am hungry, and it's dinner time.
Oh, and it is dinner time.
It is like 6:45 ish. So
Well, you enjoy.
Right.
I did want to stay on, but my stomach says no.
Well, in order to provide us with a more entertaining episode next time or in the future with your Words with Friends adventures, we will have to eat so that you can be alive.
Fine. Well, and like I said, this is not because I'm like, oh, fuck you too. I don't want to talk. I mean, it's mainly TJ. I just don't want to talk to TJ anymore. But not that I wait. No, wait. Was that out loud?
I didn't hear anything.
No, I totally thought that in my head. That was not loud. Wait, am I still talking out loud?
Now you are. It's
Shit.
hard to tell sometimes, isn't it?
Damn it.
Just
Well,
keep
now
in
it's
mind,
just-
just keep in
now
mind,
it's just-
Jason. Just keep in mind, we're gonna meet face to face one day, and I get rid of dead bodies for a living.
Well, then I mean, you'll be helping my girlfriend out.
That's not what it's about.
No, you'll actually be helping her. For as many times as she threatens to kill me every day, you'll actually be helping her out.
I have witnessed her threaten to kill him at least a couple times in the
See?
few hours I got to spend with him.
Yeah. You say that, and then she's putting out a missing persons report. I've seen it all before.
No, I don't know. I mean, you.
Oh, did
you
I
haven't
say
even-
that out loud?
You haven't even met me in person. You've only heard me on a podcast. So I mean, if you can imagine just the amount of interactions we've had, I live with her, so she has. I don't think she's going to file a missing persons.
Well, that's primarily because she'd be the first suspect.
Well, that's what I mean. I think you're pretty much in the clear. So I think, yeah, you're just going to be helping her out. I'm surprised she hasn't reached out to you already.
Somehow, why am I like having nightmares of this episode appearing on an episode of Dateline?
No. I talk a lot of shit, but I wouldn't do well in prison.
Oh, yeah, that's yeah. I second that.
Yeah.
That's why it's a lot of empty threats.
It's verbal barbing. That's about it. That's as far as this is going.
It's just a little fun banter, people.
There. Oh yeah. See, there you go. You got to have the disclaimer at the beginning of the episode.
This episode contains fun banter that should not be taken literally.
No bodies were hidden at the recording of this episode.
Copyright 2021 What the Hell podcast.
Yeah. See, there you go.
Enjoy your
All right,
dinner,
gentlemen.
sir.
Later,
It was a
Jason.
pleasure. The pleasure. You. I look forward to hearing the rest of this as I'm listening to the podcast later on.
Oh, and for the record, I got to put this out here. Jason discovered something truly amazing. I guess it was by accident. If you like the podcast and all that, or if you don't, but if you really want to be entertained, listen to the podcast at 0.5 speed on Spotify.
Oh, it's hilarious.
Oh my God.
It's hilarious, but it also makes me hate myself.
Totally. Oh my God.
It was totally by accident. I was listening to it on Spotify, and like there's like a little button like down towards near the play button, and I'm going, what the hell is that? So I like clicked it, and of course it had like the 0.5, and I clicked it just wondering what it was, and then all of a sudden we all sounded just completely shit-faced drunk.
Oh, it was
like,
it was not just
this is the best.
Drunk and stoned at the
that too.
time. It was just, oh my God. Don't take our word for it. Go do it.
I
Even
fully support
do it
that.
for a couple minutes. It's fucking funny. It's fucking funny.
Yeah,
Agreed.
it sounds like we just got done smoking 3 joints after each of us downed a 36-pack of natty.
Actually, that is exactly what it sounds like.
Yeah, that couldn't be more accurate. It could not be more accurate.
Yep.
Oh. So there you go. There's your entertainment for the day. Thank you for that, Jason. Go enjoy your dinner.
Oh, yep. Carry on, gentlemen. I expect good things.
Thank you,
I
sir.
don't anticipate them, but I expect them.
Of course.
Don't tell me how to live my life.
All right, gentlemen, I am out.
Good night, sir.
Everybody at the end of the podcast, do exactly what TJ says. Be good to each other.
Be good to each other. There you go. Wise words from Jason. Finally, he has some wise words for once.
Right.
Well, no, those weren't wise words. That was just me borrowing TJ's wise words. So I haven't actually come up with any yet.
True story. He's got a point.
I'll think about it and I'll let you know.
All right. Let us know.
All right, later, gentlemen.
Take
Later.
care, bud. Oh, yeah, that whole half speed thing. Oh my God.
Well, thank fucking God that guy's gone.
Oh my God, that was great. Oh,
They say timing is everything in comedy.
if the what the hellions were privy to the text messages to try and set up a recording session today, I just sat back and read them all. I wasn't even involved. Oh my God.
He started it.
It's better comedy gold than any episode we've had. We've had some funny ones. Fuck. Oh my God, that was great. You know what? We're gonna save that last one that you and I talked about that happens to us almost every time we talk on the phone. We're gonna save that for a whole nother episode. I think we can make an episode out of that.
We probably could.
Fucking crazy shit. So on that note, appreciate you guys for tuning in and listening. Appreciate TJ and even Jason, even though he left, for hanging out with us.
He ran because he was scared.
He might have. He's probably at the limit of his wits. That's why he need to go feed himself. Or maybe Lynn's in the background going, "You need to spend some time with me. Get off that fucking podcast."
Could be.
I doubt that's what she did, but I'm probably hear it for that one. But I'm okay with it. I'm the older brother. I don't care. Anyway, I think that's probably going to do it. We could probably talk some shit about the big game this weekend, but I don't want to jinx it. So,
I'm totally down to do that.
Fucking Michigan versus Michigan State, baby. This is going to be good. This is going to be fucking good. That's as much as I will say about it. I'm looking forward to it.
As someone who lives in the greater Detroit area, I'll just say this. I mean, our pro sports teams ain't exactly the greatest now.
Ain't that the truth?
Michigan and Michigan State both have hit a rough patch. So for both of us to be 7-0 going into this game, words cannot express how excited I am for Saturday.
Yeah.
That's all I'll say on it.
And it's an early game too on top of it. So
my favorite. That means I don't have to wait till 7:30.
Yeah. So
just kick off already.
Yeah, exactly. So can't wait for that. Gonna be some good fucking shit there. Just been a hell of a season, and then not obviously this Friday and Saturday, but next Friday I'll be there.
Yes, you will.
I will be there. We're gonna go to the Indiana game.
Yes, we are.
Fucking awesome. And that's an understatement. Just because I don't know what words to use that could be better than that, but can't fucking wait for that so much. So much.
Yeah, so what time do you land?
I'd have to look. It's in the morning.
Wasn't it like 11:30?
Something like that.
Yeah, I'm out of work at noon.
Cool.
Surprise.
Cool. Hey, it's all good.
Now I just have to pray that this whole podcast we just recorded doesn't fucking blow up in our face because our tickets are digital.
Well, they don't. Oh, that we've given your full name up before. Shit. Yeah, please don't take our tickets from us, internet lords. Oh man, but yeah, can't wait. Gonna be some good shit. So just a little over a week away. Gonna be some good stuff. But in the meantime, again, go and give us a 5-star rating, give us a review, like, comment, subscribe, show suggestions. What the hell podcast at yahoo.com. Twitter handle is WT Hell Podcast. I've been giving out the wrong fucking handle this whole time, like a dumbass. That'll just tell you something right there. You heard TJ snicker.
Smooth like sandpaper.
Smooth like sandpaper. Tell us what you like, tell us what you don't like, give us show suggestions, whatever. We want to hear it. And on that note, TJ, give your parting wishes to the people.
I will give you a real one. Be good to each other, people.
Be good to each other, people. See you next time on What the Hell.